And today, we're going to be talking about video marketing and basically figuring out what are the simplest ways to capture attention and build trust through video. So I got some great people here who are on video, and we're going to talk about that. So before we get into that, does anyone have any questions, concerns, anything in their business that they need help with? Anything going on in their business that they need help with? No, you guys are like perfect, like everything's good. We're booking appointments, going to appointments, booking appointments, going to appointments. We're all good with that? Yeah, all right, all right. So no one's got any questions, concerns, hallucinations? All right, so if that's the case, then here's the first question. Why do you think video marketing has become so essential when it comes to capturing the attention in our business, in the real estate industry? Why do you think video marketing has become an essential piece in our marketing?
Because nobody reads anymore.
Oh, nobody reads anymore. So we're saying that paper is done, like no newspaper, no magazine, ads in the newspaper are done.
I think the average attention span is 7 seconds or something. So it's a quicker way to get the message across.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. It's a faster way. What else? Why else
Everyone's
is
on their phone all the time, and that's what they're seeing. So those video messages get to their phone, which is in their hand, and that's where everyone's attention is, in my opinion.
a really good insight? Does everyone carry their phone with them?
Mhm.
I mean, do you guys have your phone with you like all the time?
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah, baby.
You do, right? Like everyone has this with them. It's not like you're carrying a newspaper with you all the time. It's not like you're watching TV all the time, right? So yeah, I love that, Tom. The fact that you can get someone's attention all the time. Interesting, right? Great. Why else is video essential in the real estate business?
I feel that it builds trust. It puts a face to what's going on, to all the information that you're giving people, and then the more they see your face, the more I feel like people kind of build a relationship.
Okay, so you're building trust through the video because you're attracting what we call your tribe. Everyone has different personality style. Everyone's a different personality style. You're going to be, some of us would be expressive, some of us would be analytical, some of us would be more of a driver or amiable personality. They're different personality styles. So when you're going out there, putting out video, you're putting it in your style, correct? So that means you're attracting people who are like you. Now, isn't that the best pre-qualifying? Right?
Mhm.
People that know, trust, and respect you because you guys are very similar, right? That is the best pre-qualifying you can have. Who wants to work with people who are like-minded? And the thing is, it's like-minded with you because it's going to be different than me. Like who Christine's going to work with is going to be different than who I'm going to work with because we're different personality styles. So great insight on that one. Why else? Why else is video marketing has become such an essential piece in capturing people's attention in our industry? Why else?
Social media.
What's that, Laurent?
Social media.
Okay, so you have more vehicles to put out the video. Is that what you were saying? We have
Yep.
more platforms out there nowadays, and it seems like we keep getting more and more and more of these, right? Excellent. Does anyone else have anything different on why it's essential?
I see it as my kind of my like my business card because we all Instagram and Google and Facebook somebody for watching a movie or for we look at reviews if we're putting our cars into service and stuff. So that way if they go to my Instagram, they can get a good picture of who I am and what I'm about.
Love it, love it. So insight in the person himself that they're thinking of hiring.
Yeah.
See, the more videos you put out there, the more people can get an insight of who you are, right? I get to see this person, right? Hey, Mary Jo, I love her. She's great. She puts out great information, something that I really want to hear. It builds that trust, and that's the key I want you to understand. And the one word I hope you guys picked up that I've been saying in the sentence is essential. Video marketing is essential in any sort of real estate business. If you are not doing video, you are way behind everybody else. like way behind, not even a little bit behind, like you're way behind. So we want to make sure that you understand that it is part of your it is part of the business moving forward. So the next question I have is, do you believe that video content builds trust with potential clients compared to other type of marketing? Do you believe it though? All right. So why? Why? Why does video build more trust than, let's say, constant bombardment of a mailer in a neighborhood? If I have a geographical farm that I want to farm, I got 2,000 homes that I'm farming, and I'm sending out a postcard every 2 weeks. Why would video be better than that mailer?
You're definitely going to remember the video more so than the mailer.
Why? Listen, if I put a picture of me in a bikini, I'm saying everyone's going to remember that picture.
Yeah, but if you were dancing in the bikini, that would even be better.
There you go. I love that. Right? 3D, right? Yeah. That makes
I feel like with video, you know, you've mentioned this quite a few times in the times that we've talked. You know, your sphere, know, like, and trust. I feel like when somebody gets an email or a document, it's very impersonable. You know, like I'll give a really quick example. I've got a property firming up. Hopefully, conditions are today, firming up Tuesday. So I actually wrote out this big email. Just these are first time sellers ever. So I wrote up this big email, like telling them what to expect with the home inspection and what the next steps are going to be. And I said, you know what? I scrapped it. I filmed a quick 1 minute video on my phone. I added some captions to it. I sent it. And they were like, "Oh my God, thank you so much." I would have never got that reaction from an email. So it's kind of like I'm just showing that I'm there for you, even though I'm not there.
Mhm.
love it.
That makes sense.
Love it. And if you can blend the two, and what I mean by that is you got an email with a video on it. And I get, I know some of you have put that out there in your lead follow-up. Like if you're doing any sort of online leads, you're spending money on advertisement online, people connect with you. Well, the nurturing process that we use is creating a email that would go out to the client with a video of you explaining something. And that becomes more powerful because it's directed and it has you in the video. But I love what you're saying is like instead of sending out that quick email to the client, you shot a quick video. Who uses BombBomb? Anybody?
Like,
Right? It's a wonderful tool where you can create videos, send texts as a video. It's great for email as well. It's a really useful tool because the problem with recording video, especially if they're longer than a minute, it takes up too much bandwidth. The file gets too big to send to someone by text or email. And BombBomb is a really specialized platform that allows you to even record like a 10-minute video for your client if you wanted to. Right. And then with the power of AI, what's coming up now is we can do this at mass scale. If I had 50 people that I need to follow up with and I had the same message, it would actually change. It would actually change my mouth and everything, the words, and say the person's name for each email or each video. And I only had to film the video one time. So you can actually embed that. So if I have a client, I'm following up with people, I'm sending out my regular emails, a video email, for example, or a text. I can do this en masse now with AI, right? Just think about that, how we're changing. Anyone else have a different opinion about building trust through video? No? You guys all good with that? Okay, so the next question is, what type of videos? What type of video content, property tours, let's say testimonials, educational videos, do you feel most comfortable creating? I'm just curious. For everyone here, you're creating video content. Which ones? What type of videos are you creating?
I did my first market update video to my mass email on BombBomb, so I always have like the verbiage stuff and the clicks. And then I did a video of myself doing the market update, and I have like 2,500 emails, and I do it every 2 weeks. And then now I'm doing happy anniversary email. So I had a VA look up all the dates that they closed. And then I did a generic happy birthday one. So then I put it in BombBomb. So, because I get all their pin tracks. And then I send it. So the birthdays, the anniversaries, and I just did the market update one.
Wow, that's amazing. Excellent. So you're doing a variety of different types of videos.
Yeah, and then like you wanted me to do, I posted it and I put some bucks behind it, and then I've boosted that market update on my Instagram.
And tell me what happened.
Actually, it's got some pretty good response. It's all about the insights, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's been good. I'll look it up and I'll tell you. But yeah, it's been great.
More traction. I love it. What else? What other type of videos are you guys doing that you feel that's really super powerful?
I love showing the entire process of absolutely everything. Like, so yesterday I was going out to meet a buyer and just talking about like show a property, and then I'm just talking about things that you know, obviously you walk in and it's something that I've seen so many agents do, and they come to open house, they're like, oh, and here's the kitchen and here's the living room. This is what everybody can see. So I like to talk on social media about like, hey, you know, one of the things I'm going to point out to my buyers is that the backyard is west facing and the sun sets it rises in the east, which gives them sun all day in their backyard, which is great for this one having a pool so they can enjoy it with their family. And I talk about that on social media a little bit. So that way, you know, I'm kind of like, wow, there's a lot of value in this person. And I do get the DMs come rocking back. And it's like, oh, I never even thought of that. Next time I buy a house, I'm going to make sure that my backyard's facing west. Like just little things like that I try to put out insight that people don't normally get.
Beautiful. Love that. I love the fact that you're adding in some insight and not talking about me or the house. It's more like, hey, this is stuff to look, towards or look at so that it may not pop in your head, right? So I love that. Love that insight. Having professional opinion insight. That's brilliant. And also behind the scenes. That's like a behind the scenes sort of video, which really, really powerful. Excellent. What else? What other content? What other video content are you producing? Dan, you got to step up in this one. I know you got a really good one. You got to talk about your probates because those are money right there.
That's
Those
that's my secret fishing hole, man. Come on. Yeah, I mean, so what do you want to know? What type of video?
Yeah, what type of video is that?
Talking
When you
heads,
do the
I don't know.
probates, what are those?
Yeah, so the talking head videos, I do I like because it's do it once and then kind of just let it live on YouTube. You don't have to keep Instagram tends to be like you got to constantly feed the beast because it's like, people look at it for 30 seconds and then it disappears. YouTube, it kind of lives on YouTube. So I can kind of just shoot it once, something I did back in November. And I can, so I've been under your wise tutelage, putting it into email and then sending it as an email so to direct them to the YouTube page. And then on the videos, because I'm building out a series, we're building out a series. So at the end of the video, I'll usually add a hook and reference the last video that I did. So if the last video I did was about gardening, and then this video is about painting your house, then at the end of the painting your house video, then I'll say, hey, if you're interested in learning about gardening, I just did a video on it. If you're interested, click here. And then it puts them in a rabbit hole. So I'm trying to create like a rabbit hole so people get addicted to.
Love it. So Dan called it a talking head video. What they're called evergreen videos.
Yeah.
So an evergreen video never goes bad. It's always good information that I could watch it today, tomorrow, next year, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. It's always an evergreen video. The power of an evergreen video, it's educational based. And it's extremely powerful if you tie it into your CRM and follow-up. Going back to online leads. The problem that most realtors have with their online leads is understanding the client's timing. If you don't know when they will start the process, when you're following up with them with a phone call or text, they may not be ready right now. But you start adding in some educational videos because that's what they're looking for. They're in the research stage. They're looking for information. You start to provide that information. And because it's you on the camera and they start to resonate with you because you're providing with the value that they're looking for, right? Now that follow-up becomes a lot easier. Now what tends to happen is they cycle back and come back to you when they're ready. So having and that's what Dan does. Dan has a whole series on probates. So he'll send you a lead follow-up email once a week with a really good video in there providing value, having the client cycle back to his website where all the videos are, right? And it keeps coming back and it keeps coming back. So you can do this as a lead follow-up. You can do this for your niche, right? If you work expireds, for example, that could be a niche. In Dan's case, it's probates, but whatever niche you want to work, and having a whole breakdown series of videos for that. If you are working in the luxury market, what are the luxury videos that you have? If you're working in the condo market, what are the condo videos that you have, right? So it becomes really powerful using that. Love that. Anyone else? Anyone else have a different type of video that they're doing?
Reviews on restaurants in the area.
Interesting. Interesting. So it's not real estate based, but it is because it's lifestyle.
Yeah.
People buy properties based upon their lifestyle. So when you can showcase a lifestyle, love that one, Tom. That's brilliant. So what are the videos you can record? You can obviously record property tours because people love real estate, love to see houses. You can do one of my favorites is a client testimonial. Having a video filmed by their perspective. You're not even in the video. They just talk about their journey. So if you ever got a listing where they may have had a listed with a previous agent and it wasn't successful, and then they end up listing with you and it became a great success. Anyone have those success stories, right? So why not meet with the client and have them just tell that story? Right? They tell that story. What a powerful testimonial video you can do. Educational videos that we talked about, which is very key. We want to do some evergreen videos. In my opinion, you should have ones for buyers and sellers. Right? You can even do for investors. What you got a question, Dan?
Yeah, I was going to make a quick little suggestion about the testimonials. Google questions to ask clients during a testimonial. It'll give you like a good list. It's kind of hard to elicit like questions like,
Yeah.
well, how great do you think I am? They're like, they get frozen. But it's a good thing to Google, and then it gives you some really good prompts that'll
Absolutely. And then what you end up doing is you're taking the best pieces of it, right? So they're just answering questions, and you got two cameras on them, maybe one in front and one in a side view, and you're recording this entire conversation, and then your editor can edit it back, a really quick 1 minute video of testimonial with music in the background. Do you know how powerful that would be for your clients, right? Other videos that you'll want to do would be instructional videos. At different times in the transaction, the process. And these may not be videos that you would use to put out there on social media because this is your trade secrets. But I would suggest creating some video content that you can then attach to when you have instructions for the client. Right? Buyer process, because everyone wants information. You're putting that education to them, getting them to understand, hey, here's the next step. Here's the next step. Here's the next step. And you can almost create a video library where they can click on it and keep watching back. Okay, I got to pay attention for these things in the home inspection. I got to, okay, make sure I have this done with my finances. And this is how I can improve my credit score. Like stuff like that, whatever instructional things that you would need. Why not create a video for that? Right? For my teams here, you should absolutely have video when it comes to growing your team. If you have a VA or an assistant in any shape or form, it's a lot easier to just create video instruction and put it into some sort of, Google Docs that they can go back and reference it, as opposed to keep asking you, Mark, hey, what do I do next? Like, how do I do this? Or how do I do that? Right? If you have that video content already recorded and you can say, okay, this is how you upload a video, you showcase it once, go reference that video, and there's some resources there. Right? So video, you guys are going to have to use video all the time. Like, you should be recording all the time. Right? You do realize that Tom Ferry has a full-time videographer following him. Like, think about that. This one person's entire job is to follow Tom all day, every day, and record.
What does that cost?
About 90 grand a year.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm like that's how powerful video is. Like when you hire someone to follow you around. All right, let's keep going. If you haven't started using video, what's holding you back? So I want to hear with those of you that are not shooting video regularly, what's holding you back? I'm just curious. Don't be afraid. I know who you are.
I would say probably just not sure exactly what to do to get started. So,
Okay.
I mean, this huddle is so valuable for me, getting all of these ideas to just get started and do it.
Okay. Easiest way. And Tom would say it's all about practice. So you're not going to be good. It's going to be crap. Okay. But the idea is to practice it. So just like it is when you picked up the phone and started making your first calls and you didn't understand what to say to people, how to say to people, how to pace and lead a conversation. Of course not. You don't do it. So we practice it. We practice the scripts and dialogues. We practice how to pace a conversation. It's the same with video. You grab your phone. You legit grab your phone right now and you just hit the record button and you talk to it. And you talk to it on stuff that you know, whatever it may be. It could be, what was the last conversation that you had with a buyer or a seller? What question did they ask you? And how did you respond to it? And then you look at the camera and say, hey, I had this great question from a buyer. They're asking me, they had $100,000 down payment. They had a loan of 20 grand for their car. Should they pay off the car or should just lose 100, use the whole 100 grand for the down payment of the house? What's better? I suggested this. What do you think? And there's your video. Like legit, that's your video. And you can almost make that a poll. Now, what Tom would say is simply record. Videotape yourself, watch it back. And you're going to notice how you weren't looking at the camera. Your voice was kind of cracky, right? So if you don't like it, just delete it. But then the next day, do it again. And then the next day, do it again. And then the next day, do it again. And the next day, do it again. You keep doing it till you start to figure out, hey, okay, if I'm looking this way, I got the light right there in front of me, good angle, now you're getting better. Then you realize that, okay, if I use my voice like this, I sound better. So you start to change and realize that by these slight changes, because you're doing it every single day, you're improving. And then eventually, Mary Jo, I'm going to share. That's a good one. I'm going to share this one. This one I'm going to share. And that's what happens. So all of you should be recording every single day. If not for anything, practice. And then the key is to watch it back. You watch it back, with no judgment. Just watch it back and say, okay, let me look, let me see how I can improve, right? And then eventually you're going to start posting them. And that's how you start. You don't start with your phone in your pocket.
I can chime in. I'll chime in and say also a decent investment, because I do a good bit of social videos, is a mic. Get a mic makes a big difference in your videos and how they sound and the lighting.
Yeah, you really don't need much. I mean, you got your phone, you need some good lighting, and you need a good microphone. Like, it doesn't have to be good, a microphone. Basically, you don't want the phone if it's going to be too far away from your hand. I mean, if you're using a phone, you're relatively okay. But if you start to get ambient noises, you want to avoid that. But the truth is it's just to start, just record it. Mark, you got something? I get your hand up.
Yeah. If I can chime in a little bit, I can help you out a little, Mary Jo. What I did when I started trying to get comfortable on talking to people is I actually just grabbed my phone and I started hitting up every family member, friend, everybody I ever met in my life. And I was like, hey, I'm trying to get comfortable talking on video. I would try to make sure I smiled and I'd say, I haven't talked to you in a while. How are you doing? And I'd keep them super short. Or if it was like to my parents, hey, mom and dad, I miss you guys. I haven't seen you in a while. How's snowplow going at the house with all the snow there? Something like that. and it got those like nerves out of my system, and I was able to just start sending mass messages. I would literally spend an hour and just shoot people messages. And then what I started doing when I started making content was I would record my video and actually put it down, face down. So I would just listen back to it. Because what happens is when we watch the video, we all look at ourselves like when we look in the mirror, oh, I'm not fit enough, or I'm overweight, or I don't look good. So when you put your phone face down, it actually stops us from judging us. And then what it does is it kicks us back to, is what I'm talking about realistic? Does this make sense? Is my flow good? And then it's like, yep, perfect. I'm posting it. I don't care what I look like. It's going out. And then that's how that transitioned over. But yeah, family and friends was the biggest thing. And you'll actually get business from it too. They'll be like, oh, I love that you're doing this for yourself. By the way, my sister wanted to sell their house.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Mark.
Hey, thank you for the question. That was amazing. All right, guys. You know, it's crazy. We only got to 3 questions. I got like 12. It's all good. Hey, so please unmute yourselves. Everyone, please unmute yourselves. Reminder, tomorrow we are doing role play. So if you'd like to come on and role play, we can do that. Have some fun. Role play is fun. Tuesdays, 8:30 East Coast time. All right, so everybody unmuted. So I'm going to yell out what day is the day, and you're going to yell back at me. It's a money-making day. You guys ready for that?
Yep.
All right. What day is the day?
It's a money
making
day.
It's a money-making day. So who's going to record a video today?
I am.
I am.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. I'll talk to all of you tomorrow. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Nice.